Hello and welcome back to our playthrough of Lost Kingdoms 2. Last time we explored the Krasheen Mountains and finally learned how to fly, but this episode we are going to go and discover faith at the Grenfell Cathedral. So you'll notice there's a couple of locations here. This is actually a very peaceful mission. There's no one here to fight. It's mainly just trying to find out about the story. Which I'll briefly narrate as I go around this level. So we want to talk to all of these soldiers, essentially just to find this item, this Jewel of Alonja, which will allow us to unlock a hidden door. But the purpose of this level, aside from getting that, is actually to show you a little bit more about the world. Now, the events of Lost Kingdoms 1 essentially are about a battle of the gods. We've got three gods, the god of creation, the god of destruction, and the god of harmony. Now, the god of destruction was the villain in the first game, from what I understand, and the black dragon that we fought last episode is one of his servants. You give the best fight that you can, essentially, to defeat the god of destruction in the first game. You capture it, and it becomes a treasure of the royal family. However, in order to create lasting peace, the god of harmony split its body up to essentially divide the world into different regions. And that division creates lasting peace, hopefully. I've managed to turn around these statues. I wonder what they do. I'm sure there's no way of finding out. What? There's a hidden wall there? Oh man, I didn't know that. I totally knew that. So, the spirit of the god vanished, and its body was left behind. Very mysterious. Now this is the best card in the game, the Vampire. This will be very useful later on, in the same way that the Mechapult was useful earlier on. We also get the Plague Rat, as well as a nice red fairy. There's a really, really deep cave, and it was full of strange monsters that you can't see anywhere else. Useful to know that. There's a secret area called the Proving Grounds, which is essentially the end game challenge. When you complete the game, you are able to go to the Proving Grounds, and essentially it's a 20-floor gauntlet to see if you're good enough to challenge the Emperor. I'll be playing a few runs of that after I finish this, taking various decks through. I look kind of like the Queen. Oh, no one's ever told me that. This guy's just in despair. Let's go talk to this priest. The creature the Kandari are using is the god of harmony. Our library contains some material on the topic that might be of interest to you. Well, I've largely gone through that. Queen Katia I is the one who managed to defeat the god. Let's get more treasure. 500 magic stones. Check the 4 statues. I've done that, I'm afraid, but thank you for the tip. We get the gravity pillar. That's a cool card. It sucks everything in the radius, so it's almost like a better version of the decoy pillar. Except it doesn't taunt things. But turns out the gravity pull is so strong, they don't really get a choice. If I'm looking for the Queen, she's in the library. This here is a picture of what they thought the god of harmony would look like, and that's meant to represent the splitting of this world into its different sections to try and create harmony. Get a quick loading screen here as we go into the card shop. This one is actually a very useful one because it contains lots more of the endgame cards, such as Good Boy and Fast Bird and the worst card in the game. So it's a pretty good one. This is a long jump one. I'm not going to actually buy any of these because I'll get them all for free later, but this is actually the endgame card shop, and when you complete the main story it has access to every single card that has ever been offered by a card shop. So it's useful to have that unlocked, and by visiting that I can now access it from the main map. Oh yes, I just spoke to him. Sol is the son of Count Bodwin of Dal Nock. He has known the Queen since they were both children. Well, thank you, Sol. I always knew that you were a good bishy boy. Yeah, it's almost like it's a mindless monster because its spirit is gone. Now you can't go back to Alondra. I think that's meant to be Queen Katja in that picture. So we've talked to everyone now who's in despair, we picked up some red fairies, so now it's time to advance the main story. I'm going to head straight into the library and have a chat with our dear, dear sister. That's right, Rashianu. I am our only hope. Oh, the God of Destruction. That sounds useful. And if I like, I can go around here and read all of these books. But mainly I want to collect this red fairy. And have a chat with this guy. He tells us that we use the power of the reawakened God of Creation to defeat Thalnos, and then conquer the God of Destruction. And that's a card that we now have access to, if we want it. Just chat with everyone here. And then we can leave. So, that's essentially our lore chapter of this story. We now know what we're fighting against, which is the body of the God of Harmony. We know how to fight against it. We've got the God of Destruction ready to tear down the barrier. And we have also seen what we are fighting for, which are the people of Alondra. And you'll notice I have now got a card shop open, so I can visit that when I like. So thank you very much for watching this episode. Once again, I've been Scissors Lizards, and I hope you've enjoyed finding out a little bit more about the story of this game, which I have purposefully obfuscated in previous episodes, because you're not supposed to know the full details unless you played the first game or have visited Grenfell Cathedral. So thank you very much for watching, and tune in next time where we are going to go and get the God of Destruction and storm the castle to reclaim it for Alondra.